What's going on, guys? Klutch here once again. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at a new mod for FS19. Farming Simulator 19, we've got a new mod. It's all about cows. Guys, this is an essential mod if you have cows. Essential mod, at least if it works as I expect it will. We've read through the description of this mod. I think it's going to be awesome. So if you do cattle, you're going to want to listen in on this video, guys. So we're going to check this mod out. Of course, the link for the mod will be in the description if you want to go download it. But yeah, this is a game changer as far as cattle goes. So let's dive into this thing. Let's pitter patter.
Klutch simulations.
All right, so let's first talk quickly about cattle. Now, you may have seen a video that I did quite a while ago now, back when FS19 first released. We talked a lot about cattle and how they reproduced and the milk they produced and how you could maximize the cattle essentially. If you guys want to check out that video, I'll make sure I put it up on the card up in your top right hand corner. But it was kind of proven that you needed to stay with the same breed to maximize. Now, it wasn't a huge difference, and it was kind of bizarre how all cattle made milk. Yeah, there was really no advantage to either types of cattle. You just the only key was that you stayed with the same breed. Now things have changed a little bit with this mod. Like I said, this mod should have been included with the game from day one. I don't know why they didn't go this way to begin with. We'll talk a bit about that in a second. So we've got 5 farms set up here. So you can see we've got 5 cow barns, I guess. They're all small. They're all 50 cows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all set up identically. We're ready to rock with water and we're ready to rock with straw. And you can see down over here, I got some TMR that's all ready to go. We got 5 tractors ready to take some TMR over. Back out of this. Yeah, we got a bunch of class tractors ready to go here. Yeah, so we're going to see what each one of these types of cattle do. Now, let me take a quick look. I'm going to bounce over here. This is purchase point. I'll tell you how this is going to work. Pretty much what we did last time. So now you can see, if we go to the animal dealer, now we have red pole. Oh, man. Ayrshire? I can't pronounce it. I've never heard of this type of cattle before. If you guys know this type of cattle, let me know in the comments. I've never heard of it before. We got Angus, we got Holstein, and then we got the Brahman again. Now, interestingly enough, the prices are different. Isn't that interesting? So, with Angus being the most expensive, with the red pole being the cheapest. Now, I'm not going to spoil it and read what the notes say for these, because to be honest, I haven't even tested this yet. I want to see what each one of these types of cattle do. So, we have the 4 up here, the 4, the red pole, the Ayrshire, Angus, and the Holstein. And then as well, we have the Brahman, which are all the same. So we'll stay with one color of Brahman just for posterity's sakes. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll probably just stay with the brown just to be safe. Just in case there is still that same coloring issue you have in base game. So we've got 5 different farms. We're going to we'll put 50 cows of each in each farm. We'll go a couple days and we'll see exactly how much milk they produce, how many extra cattle we get out of it, and we'll take a look at the slurry and the manure as well. Make sense? All right, I'm going to start purchasing cattle here, and once we get them all filled up, then we're going to start putting water and food in them and see what happens. All right, let's get to work. All right, so cattle have all been purchased. Every single one. We've got the red poles here, the one I can't pronounce here. Angus, that's the Holsteins down there. You can see the typically milk cows. I think the Angus are over here. Yeah. And behind us, we should have the Brahman. There we go. So now, in theory, I know of these two. The Angus. This is the reason I put the Angus and the Holsteins down here. These should be steak. These should be milk. We're gonna see what happens. The rest, I don't really know what they typically do. I read the notes, so I have an idea what they should be. But I know those two. Those are what we have in our neighborhood, at least. So we'll see what happens. So I'm going to have to run around as fast as I possibly can and drop TMR. So I'm going to start back here with the red poles. And yeah, I'm just going to start dropping it off. Actually, you know what? We need to do water first. I almost forgot about that. Water's first. All right, so let's get going here. Water first. Run. I wish I would have had some help on this one. We need some more people in here. So I'm going to finish off dropping this water all off for all these cattle. And then we're going to go and check on food right away. We'll get that going pretty much the exact same time. I want to get the water in first, though. because they will start. I think there is a bit of time when they have water that they'll start working a little bit towards some of their reproduction rates. It's just not very fast when it's just water. They need some food. Let's see here. Get in there. Last of all. Oh, stuck. No, I could probably just do this. That'd be faster, wouldn't it? There we go. That's the one I wanted. No, it's not. Not faster at all to do that. It's easier to just run it. Alright, and go. Yep, perfect. So all our cattle now have water, or getting there at least. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, water. This one's just filling up. Cool. Make sure that's filling up. The Angus. Why is that so low? Double check here. Make sure it emptied out. It did. So let's make sure. Why did that? This is the Angus. I am a little confused on why we didn't get a full bunch of water in that. But we will fix that. That's bizarre. 22,000 liters. It's the only, and same with the Brahmin. Anyways, we'll fix that up, and then we're going to do some TMR. All right. I'll go take care of this right now. All right, we got our water situation all figured out. Yeah, everyone's got quite a bit of water now. Interesting that it takes so much more for them. I don't know what that's about. Not going to worry about it. They got water. That's all that really matters. It's interesting. These are the exact same pastures, but the numbers are different. Regardless of which, we're going to continue on with this. Yeah. So we've got all of our TMRs ready to jump here, so I'm going to start just going one at a time, dropping them all in, and we're getting our cattle fed. So let's start right here. We're going to go to town. Should probably go here, here, and here. Should be everybody. Sure. Yep. Cycle back through. Let's go to our pause menu, see what's happening. Everyone's getting some food. I'm going to have to do this a couple of times, at least to get this up to half. But they all got food at the exact same time, and that's really what matters. Okay, so we got that happening. Now, we're also going to do the same thing with straw. So, fire that up. Fire this one up. Fire this one up. Fire this one up. Yo. And that's it. Okay. So everybody should be getting a little bit of straw, a little bit of food to start with. We're going to have to go back and do some more of this. It's going to take us a little bit of work, but that's okay. We're not allergic to work. It's all right. This one done. Perfect. All right, let's go fill this up. And I'm going to do this a few more times. And then we'll see you guys in the morning here once we let this go for, we'll do 24 hours. So it'll be 10 o'clock tomorrow. We'll see what happens. We'll get some TMR right here. Go in there. There we go. Perfect. All right. So I'll see you guys in 24 hours. All right, guys. So we've actually did a bit of a change of plan. We went 2 nights instead of 1 just so we could get some better numbers. Yeah. It was pretty good, actually. It worked out perfectly. Now, to begin with, I should have mentioned as well, I put 50 in to start with, and I realized just when we were about to get ready to start that they wouldn't reproduce if you had 50 because the pens only hold 50. So we traded it down. We sold 5 cows from each of the pens, and now they each all have 45. And as we progressed, we sold off the cows immediately. So there was always 45 cows that were in each of the pens, even when they reproduced. So, without that being said, let's take a quick look at our numbers. You can see we got, well, everything worked out perfectly. We also had the clean animal mod put in as well, just so that that would not be an issue. We didn't have to worry about cleaning up any of the messes. It would automatically be taken care of. So, let's jump into this here. So you can see here we've got our 5 types of cattle, our 5 pastures, 45 in each. Now, the red poles were the cheapest, and we'll use that as kind of a baseline. You can see here, give an idea what they used. Straw was, as Selene said, 11,000. Now, straw and water, they ended up being the same between all the cattle, so you don't need to worry about these numbers. These ones ended up being, for the most part, the same. In fact, for some reason, we were able to dump twice as much water in one of the troughs. I don't know why yet still, but we were. So you can ignore that. However, there was some changes with the amount of food each of the cows ate. Just know that we put in the exact same amount for each of the 5 troughs. So this is interesting that this is different. And then we'll take a look down here at our reproduction rate. You can see our red poles are every 15 hours they're reproducing. The manure, they ended up with 44,000 liters, slurry 34, and 0 milk, none. So just be aware of that. This is interesting. So these are the red poles, no milk. So this is obviously a steak or a meat type cattle. This is a food group essentially. So you're going to want to be selling these cattle off. That's where you're going to make your money with these bad boys. So we'll start with those. Let's start moving down the list. Now the Ayrshire, you can see once again water, like I said, very similar numbers. Total mixed ration, however, we ended up with 27,000 left. Now if I scroll up, look at the difference there. That's over 10,000 liters less food these cattle ate. Very interesting. Scrolling over to the other side, our reproduction rate, 26 hours versus 15. Manure is half. Slurry is slightly less. However, they do make milk. That's cool. Just be aware that it does take almost twice as long to breed these cattle versus the red poles right now. And that's going to be a theme we're going to see as we continue on. Now, that will actually progress, obviously, as the cattle reproduce. There will be exponentially more as well. So it wouldn't be surprising that if you only had a few of these cattle as they started reproducing, that the red pole, for instance, would start reproducing at double the rate of these ones potentially. Anyways, just be aware of that. So that there is the Ayrshire. Man, I can't pronounce that word. Let's move along. So the Brahman. Right. So the Brahman, once again, reproduction rate 15, total mixed ration food was 23. So very similar, a little bit less food. But they ate a little bit more food, I should say. However, they reproduced a lot faster. Now they're almost identical as far as the reproduction rates. However, the one interesting thing with Brahman is the slurry. Look at the amount of slurry they made. 57,000 liters of slurry. That's crazy. Obviously no milk as well, which is the way it should be. But 50, man, it's a lot of slurry. That being said, the straw didn't change. So interesting. Nonetheless, so they went through a ton of slurry, or they gave us a ton of slurry. So if you wanted something that's going to make slurry, Brahman's going to be your choice. All right, so there you've had those three. Now let's move on to the more expensive, the two of the more expensive cattle, the Angus and the Holstein. So the Angus, once again, 14,000 liters left, so very similar, actually identical to the red pole as far as amount of food they ate. However, so you have 15 hours. The slurry and manure, are they the same? They are identical. Look at that. What are the odds of that? Wow, that's incredible. Huh. So it's a little bit extra cost, and they sell for a little bit more, but they are identical to the red pole. I didn't even notice that until just now. So your red pole and your Angus are identical. Your Brahman are a little bit different. Your Brahman might be your better bet, to be perfectly honest, because you do get more slurry and more manure out of them. Actually, you don't get as much manure. I lied. Less manure. That's interesting, though. All right. So Angus and red pole identical, absolutely right down the middle. That's crazy. And then last of all, our Holstein. So you know these are going to be our milk cattle. 17,000 liters. So they did eat a fair amount by comparison. Once again, the 26-hour reproduction rate. So you can kind of see that is, for our milk producing cattle, that's kind of the going rate. Whereas if they're a steak or a food group cattle, they're the 15-hour rate. So those are just two different options there. However, Holstein made 34,000 liters of milk. Yet the Ayrshire is only 24,000. So if you're looking for milk, you go with the Holstein for sure. Slurry and manure, compare those. They're definitely a little bit less. Yeah, they're definitely a little bit less. So that's interesting. Interesting. But still, the amount of food that this cow ate, or this breed ate, was very minimal by comparison. So, and if you look at between, I think the red pole ate the most. Between those two, that's pretty substantial, the amount of TMR you're going to have to make. This is just over 2 days, like I said, guys. But I don't think there's a best cow or a worst cow in this situation, breed. It's just, there's a difference now, and that is awesome. I love this mod. This is a great mod. Really looking forward to using this on my Let's Plays for sure. Very, very cool. Anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this quick mod review and test. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I have a lot of fun testing this stuff out, if you haven't noticed before. If you haven't checked out the original video, go back and check that out as well. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, guys, make sure you leave a like for me, and we will see you next time. All right, this is Klutch. Over and out.